Good afternoon, children. By the way, I'm teacher Anasil, your teacher in science subject. Everybody, let's all stand up for our prayer.
Prayer? Yes, Cherry.
In the name of the Father, the Son, the Holy Spirit, amen. Dear Lord, let me see your writings. Let me see your right words. Let me learn your rules. God is the right way to obey. Keep on safe from wonder, Lord, amen. In the name of the Father, the Son, the Holy Spirit, amen.
Good afternoon, teacher.
Mabuhay! Mabuhay!
Good afternoon, children. Okay, how are you today, class?
We're good, teacher!
It's good to hear. Now, before you sit down, please pick up the pieces of paper under your chair and put it in our trash bin. Okay, you may now take your seat, class.
Thank you, teacher!
Is anyone absent from our class today?
No, teacher!
Did I give you any homework last week?
No, teacher!
Since none, before we proceed to our next lesson, I will start with you first our class rules, and you must follow them so that our class runs smoothly. Everybody, please read.
Listen carefully. Participate. Ask questions.
It's clear, class?
Yes, teacher!
Very good. Before we proceed to our next topic, let us have a brief review of things we discussed last session. Class, what our last topic yesterday? Very good. Our last topic yesterday is all about the female reproductive system. Okay, now, what is the female reproductive system? Okay, Anna? Okay, very good. The female reproductive system is the body parts that help women or people assigned female at birth. Since you already understand what our lesson yesterday, let's proceed to our next lesson and we will have first and activity. Direction. Choose the letter of the correct answer. It's clear, class?
Yes, teacher.
Okay, very good. Now, here inside our class, how among you undergo or experience menstruation? Most of you has undergo menstruation. What do you remember when your first menstruation? Really? December 9 is the date of your menstruation? Now, what your beliefs in your first menstruation? Really? That's your beliefs? How about you, Jane? What is your beliefs in your first menstruation? Why you didn't tell your mom? Okay. Now, I already know what is your beliefs when your first menstruation. Now, I have here a short video. You must be listen carefully because after watching, we will have a group activity. Did you understand, class? Very good. We will have a group activity. Did you understand, class? Very good.
Menstruation, also called having a period. As girls get older and their bodies change, they get their periods. The uterus is the part inside the body where a baby grows when a woman is pregnant. The inner lining of the uterus supports and nourishes the developing baby. If there is no baby, the lining is shed during her period. During a period, blood and other tissue from the uterus leave the body through the vagina. A period can last from a few days to about a week. You may have heard doctors talk about the menstrual cycle. This is the time from one period to another.
You have learned from your elementary science lesson that on an average, a female ovary releases one egg every 28 days. Hormones controls the monthly changes happening in the female reproductive system, also known as menstrual cycle. Let's find out more about menstrual cycle in today's lesson.
Usually about 28 days. Day 1 of the menstrual cycle is the first day of a period. The uterus starts to shed its lining. As soon as the period ends, the uterus prepares again to receive a fertilized egg. Eggs are released from a woman's ovaries. Eggs are super tiny, 1/10 the size of a poppy seed. Women have 2 ovaries, one on each side. The fallopian tubes lead from each ovary to the uterus. In the middle of the menstrual cycle, an ovary releases an egg. After ovulation, the egg travels down the fallopian tube. It takes a few days to complete the journey. Meanwhile, the lining of the uterus gradually gets thicker so it can support the development of a fertilized egg. If the egg gets fertilized, it will implant in the uterus and the woman is pregnant. If the egg is not fertilized, the woman is not pregnant and the egg will begin to dissolve. Because the woman is not pregnant, the lining of the uterus is not needed. A woman will have her monthly period and the cycle begins again.
Now, I will group you into 2 groups. This row will be the group 1. This row will be the group 2. I have here 2 pieces of envelope. Inside the envelope, it has a bond paper and pencil pin. Please refer the attached activity sheet in the envelope, including their instruction. This is our group activity. Direction. Make a pie chart and divide it into 4 pieces depending on the length in each space. Every group have 2 guide questions inside the envelope. For the group 1, first question is, why do women menstruate? For the second question, how long does a regular menstruate cycle last? For the group 2, the first guide question is, what is menstrual cycle? And the second question is, what are the 4 pieces of menstrual cycle? It's clear, class? But before we start our activity, I have heard the criteria for your scoring. First criteria is correct answer 10 points, behavior in doing the activity 10 points, and the teamwork is 5 points. The total of 25 points. It's clear, class?
Yes, ma'am!
Very good. Now, I will give you 5 minutes to do your activity. Timer start now. Are you all done, class? No teacher. Okay, class, let's continue your activity. The timers is 4 minutes. all done, class?
Yes, teacher.
Okay, very good. Now, choose one representative of your members to explain your answer to the prank. We'll start to the group 1. Thank you, group 1. Your answer is very impressive. Let's give a round of applause for group 1. Now, let's proceed to the group 2. Your answer is very impressive. Let's give a round of applause for group 1. Now, let's check the work of the group 1. Correct answer 10 points. Behavior in doing the activity 10 points. The teamwork is 5 points. The total of 25 points. Now let's proceed to the work of the group 2. Correct answer 10 points. Behavior in doing the activity 10 points. Teamwork 5 points. And a total of 25 points. Very impressive, everyone. You really understand what our discussion this day. Give a big round of applause, everyone. Okay, now class. Do you know what our possible topic this afternoon? Okay, be with me this afternoon because we are going to tackle about the menstrual cycle. But before anything else, let us define first what is menstrual cycle. Class, what is menstrual cycle? Anyone? Exactly. Very good. The menstrual cycle is consists of natural changes that occurs in a woman's body every month in preparation for pregnancy. What is the 4 phases in menstrual cycle? Okay, anyone from the class? Yes, very good. The 4 menstrual cycle are: first is menstruation phase, second is the follicular phase, third is the ovulation phase, and the last is the luteal phase. Okay, now class, what is menstruation phase? Okay? Very good. The menstruation phase or menstruation refers to as a period or a woman monthly bleeding. The first menstruation is called menarche. Menstrual blood called menses shed from the thickened lining of the uterus known as endometrium. Now, what is ovulation phase? Okay, very good. The ovulation phase is usually occurs mid-cycle around the 2 weeks or so before menstruation start. Now, what is follicular phase? Okay, very good. The follicular phase, the time between the first day of the period and ovulation estrogen rises as egg prepares to be released. Okay, the last phase is luteal phase. What is luteal phase? Okay, very good. The luteal phase, it occurs after ovulations when your ovaries release egg and before your period start. Now class, what did you learn about our discussions today? Okay, anyone?
I learned menstruation is a woman's monthly bleeding, often called period.
Very good. Who else?
I learned, teacher, what are the 4 pieces in menstrual cycle and its function.
Very good. Now, what is menstrual cycle?
The menstrual cycle consists of natural changes that occurs in a woman's body every month in a preparation for pregnancy.
Very good. What are the four phases of menstrual cycle? Anyone from the class?
As first is menstruation phase, second is the follicular phase, and the third is ovulation phase, and the last is the luteal phase.
Do you think, class, the answer of your classmate is correct? Okay, the answer of your classmate is correct. The four phases of menstrual cycle are menstruation phase, the follicular phase, ovulation phase, and the last is the luteal phase. Now, what happens if the sperm cell meet an egg in the fallopian tube?
If a sperm cell does join up with the egg, the fertilized egg moves down the fallopian tube towards the uterus.
Yes, very good. If a sperm cell does not join up with your eggs, that fertilized egg moves down the fallopian tubes towards the uterus. It begins to divide into more and more cells, forming a ball as it goes. What happens to egg if the fertilization does not occur? Yes?
If the egg is not fertilized or does not implant, the woman's body shade, the egg, and the endometrium.
Okay, very good. If the egg is not fertilized or does not implant, the woman's body shade, the eggs, and the endometrium, this shading causes the bleeding in a woman's menstrual period. Why is menstrual cycle is important in females?
The importance of menstrual cycle in females is to prepare the body for a possible pregnant.
Very good. The purpose of the menstrual cycle is to prepare the body for a possible pregnancy. You already understand what were discussed for today. Now, do you have any questions, clarification, or queries, class?
None, teacher.
Okay, since none, we will have a quiz. Direction. Choose the letter of the correct answer. Do you understand, class? Okay, very good. Now, since you already know what our discussion for today, we will have a quiz. I have here at least questions. Get one and pass. Get one and pass. Are you done, class?
None, teacher.
Are you done, class?
Yes, teacher.
Now, please pass your paper to the center aisle. Now, let's answer the question number 1 if your answer is correct. Number 1, which among the following statements best describes menstruation? A. It is the discharge of blood from the fallopian tube. B. It is the discharge of blood from the ovary. C. It is the discharge of blood from the uterine wall. D. It is the discharge or blood from the vagina. What is your answer, class?
D.
Okay, very good. The answer is letter D. Is the discharge or blood from the vagina. Now, class, please get your science notebook to write the assignment. Direction. Interview your mother, sister, or cousin. Ask them the following questions. First, when did you have your first menstruation? Second, what are the signs that you feel before your menstruation? The third, what do you usually feel when you are having your menstruation? And the last is, have you already experienced dysmenorrhea? Amen. Number 4, have you already experienced dysmenorrhea? What do you usually do to lessen the pain? And the last is, what is your advice to young girls on the first onset of their menstruation? Did you understand, class?
Yes, teacher.
Okay, very good. Very good. That's all for today's lesson. Goodbye and God bless.